Objection!
Non-negotiable.
Overruled.
Do you have anything to say for yourself?
I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to. I was up the whole night before doing course evals. I was exhausted.
I am personally offended and flabbergasted by your disregard for Pearl's pedagogy. If in doubt, always use describe, or describe. I hereby sentence you to 30 consecutive Pearls Go! Exclamation point hours, all to be done by this time tomorrow.
But that's impossible!
May God have mercy on your soul.
Law and Order music plays now.
This woman's guilty already.
Your Honor, the prosecution charged this first-year medical student with failure to abide to the unwritten, unspoken, but clearly understood Pearls etiquette.
Okay. Tell me more.
First, Your Honor, the defendant has arrived late to Pearls, taken excessive bathroom breaks, referenced the parking lot, made inappropriate long triggers on rare and obscure facts that no one cares about, and finally, Your Honor, he has offensive eating habits.
That's quite the list you pulled together. What do you have to say for yourself, defendant?
I am innocent, Your Honor. How can you charge don't even make sense? How can you eat offensively?
I can clarify, Your Honor. The defendant's group member, who I will refer to as confidential informant 1, said, and I quote, "It was not so much the constant eating, but his choice of food. X's choices consisted of food so pungent to the nose that group members wore surgical masks and pretended they were practicing for swine flu outbreaks." Turn your attention to Exhibit A, the student's sandwiches.
Okay. My mother does make a mean tuna fish salad that tastes best when aged at least 3 days in the LA sun. Guess I'm guilty for that one. But excessive bathroom breaks? That's ridiculous. When you gotta go, you go.
Objection! We abide by the surgical rule of thumb. When you gotta go. You hold it until bladder explosion is imminent. And then you go down one pant leg. Discreetly.
What's the rule for number 2?
Okay, guilty. But my triggers were on point. I found the rarest conditions, some only had one patient ever recorded in history. And I questioned the group on the top for like 45 minutes. If that's not an award-winning trigger, I don't know what is.
Your Honor, I feel the defendant has made my case for this violation.
Agreed. Let's move on to the final Pearls etiquette violation, the parking lot.
Group members have accused this defendant of parking lot overusage. Video footage reveals him physically placing others in an area on the floor designated as the parking lot, when they couldn't answer his trigger question.
So my understanding is that the parking lot is a crucial component to the Pearls process, but when you literally can't even.
But you always park illegally in the parking lot.
Objection!
That's a stain. The parking lot is too small. You can't even find a spot. You guys designed this school. Why are there so many hybrids?
All right. Enough. Order. Return to your corner. Defendant, you are found guilty of the Pearls drivers, ground rules, pillars, foundations, building codes, and fire safety ordinances. Your punishment will be to be forced to park in the really far away parking lot every single day. All right, bring me the next victim. I mean defendant.
Your Honor, we charge the student with several violations of the wrap-up process, including being excessively passive-aggressive, providing no self-improvement, and displaying incredibly despairing remarks to their group members. The student had particular disdain for the Monday wrap-up process, on several occasions walking out of the Pearls room screaming, quote, "This was worse than being trapped in CLI alone with Rosie O'Donnell on the speaker singing Rebecca Black's Friday on repeat," end quote. Did that actually happen?
No comment!
Alright, I heard worse. Okay, prosecutor, you can continue.
The defendant's wrap-ups week in and week out were, quote, "I think I did fine. I can talk more. I might do another trigger, but honestly, mine was pretty much perfect," end quote. When she came to the group assessment, she would say things such as, quote, "I don't want to name names, but a certain member of this group, who happens to be wearing glasses, continues to make poor relationship choices, and didn't text me about that party last weekend. So I hate him," end quote.
Whoa, that wrap-up has literally nothing to do with Pearls or medicine in general.
I was told that wrap-up was a safe space. And while we're on the topic of safe space, I'd like to talk about certain people in this courtroom who think they control everything when we're all equal members and wear their ET uniform. Like, look at me, it so fits perfectly.
I definitely heard enough. Okay, prosecutor, tell me more.
One week into Pearls, the student began setting a time limit on how long wrap-ups could be. It started off at 2 minutes, but by the end, it was 10 seconds. The student would then proceed to shush people.
I think we can all agree we live in a country where we have the right to stop someone from talking who's taking too long.
We live in the exact opposite of that country. All right, to learn your lesson, you are sentenced to serving as course liaison for the next 5 years. I think that concludes our day in court. Court is adjourned.